Hi everyone, Dr. Brooke Kolisiak here from Legacy Physical Therapy. I am coming to you on a cold November morning, and I wanted to come in and talk real quick about some tips for exercising in the cold, because I don't know about you, but I am an outdoor exercise person, and I really want to keep doing it all the way through the winter time. And so I'm going to give you some tips on things you can do to keep that up. I know we had some really mild temperatures over this fall, which has been great and let us kind of keep working out and feeling good outside. But cold weather doesn't mean that you have to stop exercising outside. So they may require a little bit more effort, but cold weather workouts are well worth it because there's many benefits to a cold weather workout. So honestly, you get, with exercising, you get improved feel-good hormone production. So those are our endorphins in our body. So exercising in colder temperatures can boost those effects of those endorphins in your body. So we want to definitely take advantage of that. You get mood elevation when you exercise outdoor. That exposure to that natural light is a known depression fighter. So we want to use that to our advantage. And so both of those factors together can help us fight seasonal affective disorder and depression that's oftentimes brought on by shorter days and reduced daylight in the winter season. So those are all really good reasons to continue to get outside and exercise in the cooler weather. So whether you're walking, hiking, running, snowshoeing, skiing, even potentially biking, depending on the weather in the winter, we want to keep our bodies moving during a time of year where we tend to be a little bit more sedentary. So you may have to plan a little bit more, but I'm going to give you some guidelines for some healthy outdoor activities that you can think of when you're exercising in cooler weather so that you can avoid injury and feel your best. So tip number one is to layer up. You want to start with maybe a moisture wicking long underwear and then layer on top of that so that as you warm up, you can unzip or take off or that. And you want to think about covering the extremities, especially if it's a little bit wetter or there's snow on the ground out already. Hopefully not yet. Again, it's only November, but you want to make sure you're wearing workout shoes. A lot of gym shoes tend to not be waterproof, and so maybe you want to go into more of a boot situation that has some waterproofing, so if you're stepping through snow and that your feet aren't getting wet. But first tip is to layer up so that you can stay warm while you're out there. The second tip, speaking of staying warm, is to warm up. So before you go outside, warm up with maybe light walk, a little jog, maybe some dynamic stretching in the house where you're kind of moving around for a few minutes, just so your body temperature gets going and you get moving a little bit more. And then once you're outside, give yourself some little 30-second breaks during that first 10 minutes of exercise just to let your body temperature adjust to the cold. So don't just go out and start full force. Give yourself kind of like a little 10-minute lead in to exercising. On the flip side, after you're done, cool down still, but don't stay outside super long. So once you're done with your workout, maybe cool down for 3 to 5 minutes outside and then get inside and take off some of the layers that may be wet, especially if you sweat a lot like I do when you work out. And then stretch for a little bit inside before you go to shower and get ready for the rest of your day or that. So you want to warm up first, cool down afterwards, and not necessarily spend a lot of time outside. Number 4, know your surroundings. So in the wintertime, again, it's getting darker earlier and there may not be as many people out. So you want to map out your route, especially if you're going for a run or a walk, and know that you're going to be in a safe area. Especially if there's snow on the ground, you kind of want to get a sense, am I going to have sidewalks that I can walk on, or is it going to be safe to walk on the road? Am I going to be in an area that's not very well traveled and therefore feeling a little bit less unsafe? Or, am I going to be walking in a place where I know there's going to be a decent amount of people around? So you just want to plan ahead. So choose that safer route so that the roads will be treated for the weather and they'll be safe and not icy to walk on it. Tip number 5 would be to make sure that You warm the air that you breathe. When you're exercising, if you're taking in really, really cold air, that can be really hard on the lungs and kind of get uncomfortable. So warm the air that you breathe. So a neck warmer or a scarf that you put up around your nose or mouth. You know, these days we're out in the masks a lot. That actually can make that air that you're breathing in a little bit less harsh to take in on the lungs because you're warming it up first. That can make it actually more comfortable when you're outside working out. Tip number 6, make sure you're staying hydrated. You want to drink up. So a lot of times people think in the wintertime, because they're not maybe getting as hot, they're not sweating as much, they don't have to drink as much, but that's really not the case. You need to stay hydrated whether you're working out in warm weather or cold weather, so make sure that you are taking in the water. So you might want to bring a water bottle along with you depending on the length of your workout, but for sure hydrating again afterwards is very important. And tip number 7 for working out in the cold is that you want to be flexible. And what I mean by that is flexible with what you do. So if you were always an early morning workout person, you may need to change that because now it's pitch black and the roads aren't necessarily cleared very well. And so you may need to be a little bit more flexible and change the time that you consider working out at so that you can get in some of those sunlight and daylight hours so it's a little bit safer and the temperatures are a little bit warmer. So just be flexible with your workouts so that you can still continue to exercise in the cold weather and feel good with it and get the benefits of it. So there you go. Those are my 7 tips for exercising in cold weather. Let me go through them again real quick for everyone. 1, layer up. 2, warm up ahead of time. 3, cool down afterwards, but don't stay outside too long. 4, know your surroundings so that you're working out in a safe way. 5, warm the air that you're breathing by wearing a scarf or a neck warmer. 6, make sure that you drink up. You want to stay hydrated. And 7, be flexible with when and how you work out so that you can keep safe during those winter hours. So don't let the shorter days and colder weather keep you from working out outside. Hope you find this helpful. And as always, if you have any other topics that you want me to talk about, put them down in the comments. I'd love to keep educating people on things that help them out. So everyone have a great rest of your day. Take care. Bye.